I will start with the North Star, which will give me big tactical goals for the organization.
Yes.
I'll then go into the strategic framing, which will essentially help me understand what I've got, what are the things I need to do to kind of get those North Star goals. I will go into the enablement, which will help me understand capabilities of what I've got, what I need to get, what are the business technology data enablers that I need to. I will then wrap it up with my readiness assessment, which is prioritization, portfolio management. Do I have all the right pieces to deliver this North Star? So those are the 4 pieces, which is going to be now kind of put together in a box with the operating model, which will essentially help me understand what are the delivery mechanisms, what is already existing, could I integrate with what exists, do I need to build this separate thing over there, and what's the return on investment, right? Cost benefit analysis. And then last but not the least, all 5 has to be looked at the lens of risk and ethics, because now without that, I'm at the risk of brand reputation, biases, decays, whatever those things are. AI is just accelerating this confusion.
So one of the other things that I talk about in the book is around culture and change management. And so
culture eats strategy for breakfast. Isn't that what they say?
So this is not just we're going to train some people on how to use Excel, because that's never going to shift it. This is a real
behavior.
So this is a real philosophical thing that one needs to take into consideration. And, there are many ways to do that, looking at power structures, looking at rites and rituals, looking at the stories that people tell across the organization, because that is where those things make or break.
One of the biggest hurdle for us to productionize these agents are the people.
Yes.
People are fearful of their jobs.
Of course.
And that is a fundamental cultural aspect we're trying to change.
I think leaders need to really have compassion in their language. And I think this is something that we don't see enough of. Compassion and empathy.
See, that there are macro factors that are way beyond you and I that are also adding fuel to the fire.
I agree. Every
conference in the last 4 weeks, the primary focus of the conference is agents, AI agents. Right?
Yes.
Not the people. I think there were hardly any part of this conference that talked about what should people do in order to look at this future, right?
There
was very little focus on that. It was all about technology, saving money, making money, all of those things. So the part of this is also the macro factor. And then, of course, the political climate, how at a bigger level that we don't have control over, right? So
practical compassion is, here's what changes, here's what doesn't, and here's why it matters. And I think that's something that we really need to spell out. That's not being spelled out. And I think if you're going to go down this route of an agent is going to take on everything, listen, agents have flaws, right? An agent that's going off to do one specific task, and then suddenly the rules in that task don't match, and then it goes off and does its own thing.